All right, welcome back to another one of our film reviews. Today we are talking Kansas City Chiefs rookie left tackle Josh Simmons. Simmons has been a bright spot on a slow Chiefs start so far this season, and I tell you what, Chiefs fans, he's got a bright future. He's already playing at a high level, and I think he will only become better as he gets more experience, more time in this Chiefs offense. We'll break down everything he did so well. As always, in the comment section below, give us any feedback you might have. If you're a fan of these film reviews and want to see us do more of them and want to help support us, please consider becoming a member of our channel. There's a link in the description box below that will take you right there. But without further ado, let's jump right into the film. All right, let's open up with some one-on-one pass rush, and there's Simmons right there, of course, number 71 at left tackle for the Kansas City Chiefs. So what the Chiefs are going to do is they're going to take the play side three offensive linemen in this protection. That's the center, right guard, right tackle. They're all going to take the gap to the right just like this. Right guard taking that gap, center taking that gap. So we get the gaps right there for each of these offensive linemen, which means on the backside here, we're one-on-one, 76 one-on-one right there on that three technique. And Simmons, number 71, one-on-one right here on this defensive end. This is a tough block because you got two tight ends out here. So you got a lot of space, a lot of separation between the left tackle and defensive end. It takes an athlete, it takes a technician to get this down and come up with the win at the left tackle position. Simmons is both. Let's check it out. There's a snap. Holmes drops back, all kind of time, scrambles up, a lot of running room. Good solid play for the Chiefs. All right, let's go back and look at number 71 here at left tackle. Let's see how he does. Good kick slide, patient, misses with his hands, but runs his feet perfectly and just completely locks him up. He's not technically perfect with his punch. You see how he misses? He's likes to grab every once in a while. But in terms of being an athlete and moving his feet, I don't know if there's a left tackle in the NFL that's as good as Simmons. I'm going to say that again, guys. Not a rookie left tackle, a left tackle in the NFL that moves their feet at this point better than Simmons. I mean, he is going step for step, stride for stride with defensive ends. One of the liabilities at the offensive tackle position, you know, your 6'6", 350 or whatever they are these days, defensive ends are better athletes. They're a little bit smaller. So you got to use a little bit more strength, a little bit more timing to overcome that, you know, perceived lack of athleticism. But Simmons, he's just as good an athlete as these defensive ends. Watch how he moves his feet, keeps running, always active with his hands too. Even though he misses with his punch, you see this the entire sequence here. Miss, but replace. Punch, right there. Really good stuff. Again, is it perfect? You know, you can find little nitnoid things to pick on, right? He leans just a little bit. Like I mentioned a few times, his initial punch isn't great, but his footwork, his athleticism, it's off the charts. He's already playing at an extremely high level. All right, from the wide copy, watch Simmons right here at the bottom of your screen. Again, a lot of grass to cover. Walls up 58, runs him upfield, completely negates him. Again, this is a solid pass rusher for the Philadelphia Eagles, and you wouldn't know it. He gets nowhere near Mahomes, completely shut down. He's got all the space to work with. Defensive ends live for this environment, and Simmons just eliminates it. Great footwork, incredible athleticism. Again, there's still things to improve on, as there is with any rookie, as there is with any player. But so far, just 2 games into his career, he's such a stud. What a find, what a draft pick by the Kansas City Chiefs, future left tackle for many, many years to come. All right, let's go with the little running game now. There's Simmons, of course, right there at left tackle for the Kansas City Chiefs. We're going to get an inside zone concept coming at the left side of your screen right here, the right side of the Chiefs offense. We're going to get zone blocks across the board. The tight end, second tight end is going to work up to the next level. This tight end is going to flash this defensive end, then he's going to work up to the next level. Right tackle is going to work out. We're going to get a base reach there. We're going to get center working up to the next level there, taking over this gap, taking his zone track. We're going to get a scoop cutoff block on the backside. So the backside guard's working to cut off this defensive tackle that's head up too high. And we're going to have Simmons right here follow this track just in case he backdoors it. But if 97 goes away, he then works up to the next level. Let me clean up the screen for you guys there. Again, Simmons, he's trying to cut off 97. If 97 goes away, he then goes up to the next level and pins number 30 inside. The goal by the structure for this, and when it comes to the Chiefs offense, is to get a dent, get these guys dislocated, get all of these guys moving this way, and then to cut back behind it, and that's exactly how it goes. Simmons does a really good job with not 1, but 2 blocks. Let's check it out. All right, there's a snap. There's a zone. There's the cutback. Saw a little run right there for Pacheco. Let's look at Simmons on the backside. This is really good. So he's taking his track. He sees 97 go away. Here's what I love. He gives him a shove, throws him down inside, opens up the cutback lane, and then seals off number 30 on the backside. This is perfect. Let me say that again, guys. This is perfect. Look at this crease. Now, look, the defensive end, number 0 right here on the backside, he's a good athlete. He's got to make this play, right? You have this defensive end be a good athlete because if he can't make this play, you're done as a defense. Because you have guys like Simmons that can make blocks like this. I mean, this is a huge hole. They've got everyone blocked up. You could also make an argument if they get a little bit better block on 94 right there, he has a chance to maybe squeeze by. Still a good run for the Kansas City Chiefs when it's all said and done. Right down the heart of a really good defense. We're talking, what, about 4.5, 4-yard run? Still not bad. But Simmons, again, slingshotting 97 past the hole and then getting up and sealing off number 30, puts his body in his good position while there's a penalty going on, right? Nice little helmet to the, or hands to the helmet right there. That's not great. Should have been called, wasn't on this play. But Simmons does a great job. Great future once again for the rookie. All right, for the wide copy, you can see Simmons right there. Again, work to cut him off, slingshot him up, and then seal him off. Look at this crease that he creates. Look at this dent in the defense, right? Left guard's doing a good job, but right here, he gets more movement, forces his defensive tackle all the way down across the hash mark. You can see the gap between these two defensive tackles. Right there, it's about 3 yards. Where does it end up? They're at the same plane. That's Simmons delivering that contact. Then what does he do? Smartly works up to the next level and pins the linebacker away, opening up the cutback. This is really good here from Josh Simmons. Again, not perfect from the rookie, but so early, so good. Great pick for Kansas City. All right, let's go back to the pass protection game, and there's Simmons right there, of course, at left tackle for the Kansas City Chiefs. We're going to get one-on-one right here. Once again, you see the defensive end right there on the right side of your screen. He's going to try to attack this left tackle. He, again, has a lot of green grass to work with. It's a one-on-one block, but Simmons, once again, wins outright. Great job by the rookie. Let's check it out. All right, there's a snap. Mahomes, all kinds of time, hits a check down. Limited gain for the Chiefs offense. Let's look at Simmons there, left tackle. Let's see how he does. Patient, patient, patient. Good strike right there. Again, he leans. That's a little technical thing that needs to be cleaned up. But he plays with good pad level. Look how he keeps his, everything low. Compare where his helmet is, for example, to where the right tackle's helmet is. See how he's standing straight up? And look, I'm not picking on the right tackle. When I play college football, I stood up all the time in those kind of situations. But you look at this left tackle right here, Simmons, so good technique, so good pad level. Leans a little too much there, but he still delivers a good punch. Forces his defensive end wide, and here's where the athleticism shows up. Runs him upfield around the quarterback. So good, guys. Again, this defensive end, this is a decent little rush, but he gets nowhere near Mahomes, nowhere close. Able to hit the check down. Again, not a great day for the Chiefs offense. Not a great first 2 games for the Chiefs overall. But Simmons, this is a heck of a find. He's going to be a star for many years to come. All right, from the wide copy, watch Simmons at the top of your screen. Punch, athleticism, running past the quarterback. That's just perfect, guys. This is winning football. I guarantee you a lot of Chiefs fans are not happy right now, and you shouldn't be, right? Especially offensively, not a great first 2 games. But you got to be ecstatic about Simmons. Mahomes has his left tackle for the next decade in Kansas City. Number 71 is playing, again, like an all-pro. I mean, this is perfect stuff. This is better than we ever saw from, like, Orlando Brown Jr., for example. Not picking on Orlando Brown Jr. He was a very good player, still is for the Cincinnati Bengals. But as a rookie, 2 games in, Simmons, better technique, better athleticism, more impactful, great start to his career. All right, going back to the running game, and there's Simmons, of course, at left tackle. We're going to get an inside zone concept, this time coming at Simmons instead of him being on the backside, coming this direction just like this. What that means is Simmons is going to base number 48. We're going to get zone double team here, working up to the next level. We're going to get scoops, cutoffs here, working up to the next level, cutoff block here. And the running back's just going to cut back where we can find a hole, whether it's straight up to hash, whether it's that way, or whether it's that way, right? Wherever we can find a hole. I want you guys to watch Simmons once again at the point of attack. One thing I love about this young offensive tackle is that he always runs his feet. Even on run blocks where a lot of tackles may take the play off, he's all about trying to finish. He gets that little extra movement that will open up holes in the future. Let's check it out. There's a snap. There's the inside run. Good blocking. Running back squeaks through. Good run. Down the heart of the defense. Let's look at Simmons right here at left tackle. Fires out in the 48, right? Not a huge impact block. It's an inside run. But the thing I love about Simmons is he gets his hands inside. Good technique, right? Good pad level. Runs his feet. That's all good. And he gets movement. See where contact is initially made? Right about to the left of this hash. And he blows 48 back about 2 or 3 steps. Not a huge thing, but it widens out the hole, guys. It forces this linebacker, right, to widen out a little bit. It creates more grass inside for the running back to get north and south. This is what movement does. This is why they get movement at number 90. See how 90 gets dislocated and that opens up the whole inside? When you get movement, whether it's horizontally or vertically, it opens up creases. Even at defensive end right here, like we see Josh Simmons against number 48. I love seeing this kind of play. Again, in the running game, not as impactful as he is in the pass game just because the left tackle position, a lot more prevalent when it comes to pass protection than he is at the point of attack running, right? Humphrey and the guys, Smith, those are the guys when it comes to running the football inside that take a much higher burden. But when you look at Simmons in the run game, he's not bad either. I love the way he drives his feet. After the wide copy, watch Simmons at the top of your screen. Again, just fire out, get contact, and just run his feet and get movement. It's not a pancake block. It's not anything huge like that. It's not going to be on anyone's highlight reel, but it's just good football, guys. I want to see young offensive linemen run their feet and move their feet. Let me give you an example of not running your feet. Let's look at 74. Let's pick on 74 again for a second. Engages in contact. Watch what happens to his feet. They kind of die. The defensive tackle almost makes the play. What you want from any offensive lineman is to run your feet. Contact right there. Watch what happens here. Run your feet, pound, pound, pound. That's why I teach it. That's why they have blocking sleds, guys. It's not just to hit them and because it looks cool when you're on a HBO Hard Knocks or whatever it is. It's because you got to learn to run your feet after contact, and that's exactly what Simmons shows here. Nice play here from the rookie. All right, quick break in the film review. Look, I was taught to break down film by my college coaches at the Division I level. All the players are. It's just a fact of playing football at that level. And I want to take this opportunity to give you guys, the average fan, more opportunities to get that insider knowledge of how the game is taught at that highest level of college football. I created a checklist, a step-by-step guide for you guys, 100% free. That's based on how I was taught to break down film by my coaches and that I use today to create these film reviews. There's a link in the description box below that'll take you right to it. I really appreciate it if you guys decide to get it. Again, 100% free, just trying to share information to you guys, stuff that was taught to me by my coaches. But without further ado, let's get back into the film. All right, going back to some more pass protection, there's Simmons right there, of course, at left tackle for Kansas City. We're going to get a little bit of a funky stunt here from the Philadelphia Eagles. So this defensive end is going to fake like he's going an outside rush. Then he's going to try and spin back around right here to try and go inside, and they're going to have 97 loop around right here. Now, it's a quick throw out this direction from Mahomes, so this play would not have worked anyway. But Josh Simmons, the rookie, he's got a head on a swivel, so he reacts beautifully to this spin. When someone spins at you like this, you got to strike him in the chest, strike him in the back. That's exactly what Simmons does. Nice play. But then he shuffles his feet perfectly to pick up number 97. If it had been a longer developing play, Simmons was in perfect position. We'll start from this footage right here, then we'll go to the wide copy right after it just to give a good vantage point of how it works. Let's check it out. There's a snap. Good strike, stops the spin, ball's out. Didn't really affect the play. But when you look at it from the wide copy, guys, it looks really good. Watch Simmons right here at left tackle. You get the motion at the top of your screen. There's a snap, gets into his kick snap. There's a spin, good punch to the back. Defensive tackle comes around, and he's right there to pick him up. Smart, savvy, experience, right? Again, this isn't the world's greatest stunt by any means. I mean, this is kind of, I honestly don't know what the heck the strategy here is. Maybe it's to confuse the left tackle, right? Maybe that's the plot right here from this defensive end. Hey, let me do a funky spin. Maybe I can really confuse the rookie. But again, good pad level. See how he's got his helmet and shoulder, everything low? That's pretty good. I love the way he moves his feet. Quick feet in the ground. Good punch right there. Shoves him inside. And there he shuffles again to pick up the defensive tackle, looping around. It's just good football. Snap after snap, play after play, Simmons just delivers. And I know it's 2 games, but it's against 2 really good defenses. The Chargers, the Eagles. He just shows up in a big way, whether it's smart, savvy plays or standard pass protection. He does it all so early in his career. All right, one thing we haven't talked about when it comes to Simmons is picking up the bull rush. So you can see the defensive end right here. Again, he's got some width because he's wind out outside Kelsey right there. So a lot of green grass right here, right? A lot of opportunities for this defensive end to get a running start to go right into 71. And Simmons right here, when you're in a bull rush defense situation and pass protection, it's tough because you're trying to make sure you don't get beat with a spin move or a swim move or some kind of inside rush or someone just beat you with speed around and then someone comes at you with a full head of steam just trying to kill you. It's a tough situation. That's why I always love talking about speed to power from edge rushers. That's my favorite move because it's so hard to stop. But Simmons right here in this situation, he does a pretty good job, gives Mahomes all the space he needs to deliver the throw down the field. Let's check it out. There's a snap. There's the bull rush. Pick it up. Just misses him. I mean, this is the Chiefs offense to a nutshell, right? You have Kelsey go to the flat, pulls the coverage up. You have a tight end right behind him running a corner. It's a good play design. And you just miss him. Gosh. That's what it's been like for Kansas City the first 2 weeks. All right, let's look at Simmons, though. So he's kick step. He's in a good position there. And there's the speed to power, right? You see 58 does a really good job. Speed, right into power. That's how you want to play defensive end. That's a really good job. You got to absorb the contact, and you're going to drop your butt and get your feet squared and drop your hips. That's exactly how you do it. They actually teach you to do this little hop right here. You get bull rush, hop back. That's how you do it. You recenter your base. You control yourself. You talk about a technician, folks. This is what you're talking about. I know it looks funky, but if you're not familiar, this is how offensive linemen are taught to defend the bull rush. Get your hands inside, get your butt low, and hop both your feet back just like that, and keep your base steady. That's exactly what Simmons does here. Great job recovering from the bull rush, giving Mahomes just the space he needs to deliver a throw down the field. All right, from the wide copy, you can see Simmons right here at the bottom of your screen. 58's right there. He's coming. He knows he's got speed to power lined up, goes into him. Simmons absorbs him, gives everything Mahomes needs, delivers a shot down the field. Why do they tell you to absorb and hop back? Because if you're going to go speed to power, it takes a long time to get there, right? You're not going to get through. It's not like a spin move or a swim move or a rip move or something like that where you're going to beat him immediately. It's going to take another second. And if you can get run over slowly, so to speak, as an offensive lineman, your quarterback's going to have more than enough time to throw it down the field like we see here. Again, this is just a bummer of a miss, right? The Eagles make a mistake. They go up to attack Kelsey. That leaves someone open behind him. Should be a big play. And It's just tough, right? This is what it's been like for the Chiefs offense, unfortunately. I think they'll get it figured out, but boy, 0-2 is not what anyone had on their bingo card when it came to Kansas City. But you look at Simmons, I tell you one thing no one had on their bingo card, this rookie left tackle emerging as a star so early in his career. All right, let's end on my favorite play the entire day from Simmons, and there he is, of course, at left tackle. And this is a bad play, you Chiefs fans will remember. This is the interception off of Kelsey's hands. And this is, look, I get it. You guys hate this play. It brings back bad memories. But I really love what Simmons does here. I think it speaks to something special. Now, look, he's going to be one-on-one pass rush right here on this defensive end. There's Simmons right there. There's a defensive end coming with a pass rush opportunity, and he runs him upfield perfectly. He does a really nice job, as you would expect from what we've seen from the film so far. But it's what happens next, right? The Chiefs are going to do a little orbit funky motion here with the running back, bring him back out. They're trying to get all of this chaos to get all the defenders to go that way. Have Kelsey sneak right here. It works. They hit Kelsey in the hands, and it's intercepted into 24. And then he's off to the races. But one guy delivers championship effort to save a touchdown, and that's the rookie left tackle. Let's check it out. All right, there's the motion. All right, he's going to go back around, trying to get the defense to flow that way. It works. Kelsey's open, and it's dropped, intercepted. Not great. Returning. Looks like a pick six. No one's going to catch him. Here comes Big 71. Saves a touchdown. I know it's a bad play. I know it stinks for you Kansas City fans, but this is championship level effort. This is awesome. Let's look at the original play, though. Pass protection, runs him upfield, runs him well past Mahomes. That's good pass pro, right? Defensive end tries to dip like that. That's what you do. You run him upfield, run him around the hoop. That's good technique. Again, good footwork, good athleticism, everything you want to see from the left tackle. But what happens next to me is what's really important, right? The ball gets up, it's intercepted, everyone's watching. How many times do we see this? It's a touchdown. It's going 100 yards the other way, but it's only going 40 yards the other way because of Simmons. What an effort. Look at it from the wide copy right here. Watch this play to completion. You talk about championship effort. You talk about what's going to get the Chiefs back to going to another Super Bowl and winning it. It's this kind of effort. Watch Simmons right here. He sees this interception. Look at this hustle. Look at this effort. Look at this athleticism. He's the guy saving a touchdown. Maybe 5 can prevent it. Best case scenario for the Chiefs, this is a 40-yard field position saver, right? We all know what happened with the tush push and everything, but this to me, as much as this interception hurt the Chiefs, when I saw this play and look at Simmons with this effort, this is something you can't teach. This is athleticism. This is hustle. This is want to, right? This is doing whatever it takes to help your team win. And I know it's a bad play, and I know Chiefs fans are going to want to forget it. You may have already tuned out at this point because this play brings you back bad memories. But I tell you what, anyone who's still watching, this is one of the things that really stood out to me. Simmons is a good fundamental player. He's a great athlete. He's a great left tackle already, but it's his effort. It's his hustle. It's his want-to. That is the final icing on the cake when it comes to this young left tackle. He's going to be a star. He already is a star, and he's only getting better. What a first-round pick by Kansas City.